Chef Ron Siegel opened Madcap in 2017, and it got its Michelin star in 2019. He is best known for being the first ever US citizen to win Iron Chef in 1998. He also worked at Daniel Boulud's Daniel Restaurant in New York City and Thomas Keller's French Laundry in Yountville, California. His cooking style is known for blending haute French cuisine with subtle Japanese touches. This shrimp tempura dish was a pleasant surprise, since it was not included in the menu at all. At this point, it is apropos to discuss the difference between French and Japanese cooking. Japanese cooking's goal is to keep the original flavors of the food, using flavorings such as miso and wasabi. French cooking, on the other hand, regards elevating the food's flavors as its goal, using sauces such as hollandaise, bechamel, and tartare. It goes without saying that this dish left me wanting for more than what they gave me. Beggars can be choosers, I guess. I'll rate this dish 8 out of 10. The real first course of tonight's menu is the lobster shot. I was so looking forward to this one when the menu came out. I thought that it would contain a solid lobster claw meat, as most recipes on the internet showed. Instead, I got a lobster bisque. C'est la vie. I still devoured it though. This dish is an 8 out of 10 for me. Course number 2 is Shitake kawanmushi, abalone, miso, and smoked trout roe. Kawanmushi is a classic Japanese steamed egg custard appetizer served in a cup. Shitake, on the other hand, is an edible mushroom native to East Asia and is considered a medicinal mushroom in some forms of traditional medicine. This dish also contains a very popular Japanese staple, the miso, which is a paste made from fermented soybeans and barley or rice malt. The smoked trout roe are cured eggs. Their orange pearls are filled with tangy brine and have the same color as salmon roe, but are smaller and have a milder and sweeter taste. Truth be told, I unashamedly asked the server for another serving, but sadly to no avail. Definitely a dish worth a 10 out of 10. Course number 3 is Shimaji Blood Orange Granita Yuzu Koshu. Shimaji is a small fish, often called striped jack on English menus. Its texture is firm and stringy, and slightly oily, with a clean and sweet flavor. A blood orange is a citrus fruit that looks similar to an orange from the outside, but has a deep red colored fruit and juice. It tends to have thicker skin than other oranges, often has fewer seeds, and has a delicious raspberry edge to its taste. Yuzu koshu, on the other hand, is a pasty Japanese condiment made from fresh chiles fermented in salt, along with zest and juice from yuzu, a tart and fragrant citrus fruit that grows in East Asia. This dish did not whet my palate as much as the previous dish. Maybe it's meant to be just a palate cleanser. It's an 8 out of 10 for me. The fourth course is Dungeness scrub roll, sea urchins, and persimmon salsa. Dungeness crabs got their name from the port of Dungeness on Washington's Olympic Peninsula, where they were first harvested commercially. Its legs, claws, and shoulder meat have a mild yet slightly sweet and nutty flavor, with a very tender yet firm flesh. The spines of a sea urchin contain toxins, but the meat inside of it is not poisonous. The flesh inside is quite small and usually divided into 5 to 8 small wings, which are orange or yellow-orange in color. This is a 9 out of 10 dish. Course number 5 is Stonington sea scallop, Kaluga caviar, and salsify. There are 2 broad groups of scallops: sea scallops, which this dish has, and bay scallops. Sea scallops are up to 3 times larger in size than bay scallops, with some reaching up to 2 inches in diameter. Their texture is more chewy and not quite as tender as bay scallops. Sea scallops are harvested from deep, cold sea waters year-round, while bay scallops are typically found in the shallow waters of bays and estuaries along the East Coast, with peak season during the fall. Salsify is a long, thin-root vegetable of the dandelion family, which is similar in appearance to a parsnip, with creamy white flesh and a thick skin. It is also known as the oyster plant because of its similar taste when cooked. Kaluga caviar is harvested from the critically endangered river sturgeon, which is native to the Amur River that forms the border between the Russian Far East and northeastern China. Nowadays, however, the fish used for harvesting caviar are mostly farm-raised. I rate this dish 9 out of 10. Course number 6 is black cod, short rib mezzalune, and cauliflower. Black cod, surprisingly, is neither black nor a cod. It is also known as sable fish and butterfish. It is a gourmet fish with a rich, buttery flavor and delicate, silky texture. It is found on the menus of the world's most exclusive seafood restaurants. Mezzalune is a semicircular stuffed pasta similar to ravioli or pierogi. This is a 9 out of 10 dish. The 7th course is sonoma duck breast, date and apple paste, and bok choy. Bok choy is a type of Chinese cabbage that do not form heads and have instead green leaf blades with lighter, bulbous bottoms, forming a cluster similar to mustard greens. It has a flavor between spinach and water chestnuts, but slightly sweeter with a mild peppery undertone. Duck meat generally has a higher fat content than other poultry such as chicken and turkey, and its meat is darker in color because it is a bird of flight. Although duck meat can sometimes look red in its raw state, it is considered to be a type of white meat. A 9 out of 10 rating for this dish. The penultimate dish is dry-aged Flannery ribeye, black truffles, and celery root. Dry aging is the process in which beef is aged in a temperature-controlled environment for a specific length of time before it is trimmed and then cut into steaks. It intensifies the beef's natural flavors and imparts a tenderness that cannot be replicated with unaged beef. Black truffles grow on hazelnut and oak tree roots and are usually rounded in shape overall, with several smaller round nodules forming them. Personally, I am not a steak fan in any way, shape, or form, but this one truly is the best steak I have ever eaten. Definitely a perfect 10 out of 10 for me. Finally, the pièce de résistance of the meal came in the form of yuzu lemon posset and satsuma mandarin sorbet. A posset is a cold dessert made from thickened cream, typically flavored with lemon. This one is neither sweet nor tangy, yet super tasty and delicious. I could definitely eat a bucket full of this. It's definitely a perfect 10 out of 10 for me.